Gamers, we gotta talk. This DPS output that Queensbreaker is doing right now is absolutely insane. I don't know if it's a bug. I don't think it is, but it's just nuts with the catalyst giving it rewind rounds and the new 3-burst mode that it now comes with. The combat sights, it literally just turns into a 3-burst linear, and then when the catalyst, you're gonna get the rewind rounds. And then since I'm not hip firing it, I am running quick draw. We're gonna go over some easy tips to kind of show you how we're getting damage like this. This thing impressed me a lot. We went into some dungeons just to test it, and we were one-phasing all the bosses in Warlord's Ruin. Now, I know you're probably like, well, Clyde, these bosses don't have a lot of health. Hey, that first boss, we only got one of the 2 lanterns, so you got a tight damage phase, and the fact that we still killed him. The Ogre, he got destroyed by the 3rd lamp. No supers. It was impressive. And then the final boss, we literally just stood in a well and burned them all in one cycle. Then I'm like, hey, let's take it into a Master Templar and see what happens when we're over 30 power under. Absolutely destroyed Master Templar. It is Arc Surge this week, so if you do want to go get a God Roll Fatebringer, you know, maybe it looks something like this. I actually did get this in my run, and it's amazing. It looks great. I put the new Pay to Win shader on it, you know, got the Matrix vibes, but yeah, nice little PvE juicer right here. Let's talk about what we're using and why. First off, particle reconstruction is what's making linear fusion rifles and fusion rifles so good. But there's some stuff that you might not know about this mod that might be causing you to get less damage. First off, only one person on the fire team needs to have this on. It'll buff the whole fire team, but let's call it a debuff. Secondly, since you're using a arc weapon, you're going to be building bolt charges. And once you become amplified at max charges, you're going to get faster reload, and also you're going to be able to shoot and pretty much let go of those bolt charges. I think you have to be on an arc super for this. Not too sure, but I was adding it into my damage. So let's talk about particle reconstruction. What is it? Well, I found a tweet from Vendetta. He's the homie. He had it on Twitter here, and he says that particle reconstruction is a 27% debuff that stacks with Wells, Surges, and Divinity and Weaken. That's it. If you try and stack it with Tether or Tractor, it doesn't work. And for some reason, Chill Clip will break this perk. So you're probably wondering, how do you get the catalyst? Well, this is really simple. All you need to do is go into a private match. Now, you can do Crucible, you could do Gambit, you could do Vanguard, you could do any playlist activity. When chat told me you could just do private matches, and you can go into a collision, go into like Burnout, and then set the match to 5. You literally launch in the map. It's going to take a while because for some reason loading times are taking forever. When you finally launch in, run to the zone, capture it. It'll give you 3 points, and then you'll get the 2 other points. At the end of the match, you have a chance to get the catalyst. If not, relaunch. It took me 5 matches. I do want to point out, I did do like 12 to 13 matches with people in my team. There was 3 of us, and none of us got it. So it seems to work solo. Some people get it first try, some people get it 10. We also ran some Nightfalls. I had someone from my chat run 15 Nightfalls. They didn't get the catalyst. So again, do the private match strat and you're good to go. So how do you get this thing cooking? Well, Warlocks with Sanguine. Sanguine gives the Warlocks 25% damage to the matching subclass and the weapon. So this is 25%. We're on arc. So I'm just standing in a well with 25% juice. Easy dub. Also, I'm running triple arc loader so I can hit those reloads. And then obviously if you hit your shots, you're going to get flashover and you'll get amplified so you can reload even faster. All these clips that you're seeing of us damaging bosses is simply just standing in a well, throwing weakening from the hunter, and just trying to burn the bosses down without any supers to show its raw power. I don't know if this will get disabled for the dungeon. I don't know if it's working properly, but something's going on with the triple burst. Now, seeing this, is it just Queensbreaker working good because it has rewind, or can we find some other linears to do this output that Queenbreaker is? I really don't know. I was looking through the collections. There's not really many arc or other linears that can be comparable. You have the GM, the Nightfall, Strand linear. A lot of people will probably say test that out with Euphony. That's a good rotation. Don't get me wrong, that thing's cooking too. And then you also have the Void linear from the recent event we just did. Pretty much it needs to have Vice Stinger or Rewind or something that can keep the ammo going like Queensbreaker does. I haven't tested any of that, but I've also heard a lot of people come into chat saying that if it's a long damage phase, since you have so much ammo with Queenbreaker, it's going to stay on par with Whisper damage. I think Agus Relic, he's a known tester for damage around the community. He dropped a tweet saying that Queenbreaker is literally right under Whisper for longevity of damage. So yeah, I think this is the real deal. I'm happy because I uploaded a Warlock build last season using Queensbreaker to stun unstops and blind enemies, and now this thing's just doing crazy amounts of damage. So enjoy it. Hopefully we find out more reasons why it's hitting so hard, and maybe Bungie doesn't touch it. If they ban it from the dungeon, oh well, it happens. Happy farming. Go get some Master Templars done. Go one face some dungeon bosses, and I'll see you guys in the next one.